Hi, officially, my name is Jade. Unofficially, it's walking disaster. Thanks, Mom. I have a twin sister, Lucy. She's like a strawberry cookie. Meanwhile, I'm like tobacco on toast. Mom raised us all by herself. Our dad had been a test pilot. He died long before Lucy and I knew what the word family even meant. My sister and I were made in a test tube. Wicked, right? Mom and Dad had once gone to a fertility clinic and frozen their cells so they'd be kept in a special storage.
Dear, your job is so dangerous. I want to make sure I have your baby, even if something happens to you.
One day, Dad's test flight ended tragically. He flew away into the eternal sunset, and my mother used those frozen cells and got pregnant through IVF. Then, Lucy and I were born. Mom tried to be everything to us. Sometimes she tried a bit too hard.
Jade, where have you been all night?
Fishing! Look at my catch!
You're grounded.
As for Lucy, well, she was like Mom's little cupcake. They made cookies, knitted, they watched TV shows about weddings together. I'd always been a tomboy through and through. I liked sports. More often than not had twigs in my hair. My knees were covered in scars. Mom didn't get me, and we fought a lot. Especially after she sold my bike.
Now you won't be riding into the woods alone.
It's summer. What else am I supposed to do? You want me to be like Lucy, but I'm different. Ugh, I was so angry. I even stole Mom's favorite locket. Mom took my bike. I want her to know what it's like to lose something important. I was about to throw the locket into the lake, but then I realized there was something inside. When I opened it, I saw a picture of Dad. A shiver went down my spine. Okay, I guess Mom did know what it was like to lose something important. You know, Dad, life would be so much easier if you were around. Every child needs a father. A motorboat suddenly sped by me, creating a huge wave. I lost balance and I fell into the water. I woke up in a hospital. Lucy was looking at me like I'd betrayed all humanity. Mom couldn't decide whether to hug me or shake me.
You could have gotten seriously hurt.
It's okay. There's not a scratch on me.
The child services might say I'm a bad mother if I can't keep track of you. I won't survive it if you and Lucy are sent away to an orphanage.
At least I got to fish with Dad.
Keep it. Think of your behavior.
I was discharged from the hospital the next day. However, that was just the beginning of my problems. Congratulations! We're done for, all thanks to your antics. What? Some people are here to see my mom. They want to take us away. Child services? I ran out into the living room. Mom was crying. Two women in business suits were standing next to her and shaking some documents in her face. Are you here to take us to an orphanage? Mom takes good care of me and Lucy. I'm the one letting them down.
Actually, we are representatives of the Mott family.
The woman explained in a cold voice that a crazy mistake had occurred at the fertility clinic. There had been a mix-up with the cells used for Mom's IVF. Our real parents were Mr. and Mrs. Mott, whoever they were. It was their biological material that had been used to bring Lucy and me into the world. This is insane. Who are Mr. and Mrs. Mott?
They are founders of a technology company worth trillions, and you girls are now their official heirs.
Wait, what about Mom?
Mr. and Mrs. Mott will compensate her. I don't care about the clinic's mistake. I won't let my daughters be taken away. I'll go to court if I have to. Court? The Motts are rich and powerful. They'll hire the best lawyers and leave you with nothing. I would advise against messing with them.
Mom had to let us go, but it was obvious that the wind had been taken out of her sails.
Girls, stay with your biological parents for now. I promise I'll find a way to bring you home.
I had mixed feelings. On the one hand, I felt sorry for Mom, but on the other hand, it was clear now why we were so different. Lucy was gutted though. Sis, look on the bright side. Our real parents are trillionaires. Imagine the opportunities we'll have. We drove for a couple of hours until we found ourselves outside the city. Lucy and I had thought our new home would be an old-fashioned place with lots of maids working in it. But it turned out to be the opposite. The ultra-modern mansion was equipped with a smart home system. There were no maids there, only our new bodyguard, Hector. He looked like a cyborg. Are you made of steel or are you just boring? What does that mean? That you're pissing him off?
The smart home system is voice controlled. If you want to make coffee, turn on the light, or find an episode on the private diary channel, just say it out loud.
Got it. Home, run me a bath.
The bath will be ready in 5 minutes.
Awesome! Lucy clearly felt out of place there. It's all so unreal, soulless. But I really liked our new home. There were a bunch of sports facilities inside. A swimming pool, a wind tunnel, a climbing wall. The mansion's grounds seemed endless. There was even a pond and a forest there. I finally felt free. That place was like my very own universe. However, that universe had its limits too. It was fenced off from the outside world with a huge wall. Hector, where are our real mom and dad? Not mom and dad. Call them Mr. and Mrs. Mott. Don't forget we're here temporarily. Hector muttered something unintelligible and turned on a huge plasma TV. A handsome man and a beautiful woman waved at us from the screen.
Hi girls, we're your parents.
Is this a video call? Can they see us?
We are currently at a science and technology conference in Japan. We'll be back soon and we'll get to know each other then. In the meantime, make yourselves at home.
I was having the time of my life there, but Lucy was suffering. She missed our mom so much that one night she tried to run away and see her, but it turned out that the smart home system locked all the doors and windows after dark. Home, let me out.
Error. Permission denied. The doors will open in the morning.
Ugh, stupid smart home. Okay, I know. The situation Lucy and I found ourselves in was plenty weird. For example, Hector didn't even let us leave the mansion during the day.
It's summer. You don't have to go to school. I will do the grocery shopping. You have everything you might need right here. Your parents are rich people. You will be safer here. I'm not letting you go anywhere.
At least no one there was trying to control me. I turned a blind eye to all those oddities. Besides, no one forbid us from calling, Mom. Are there any news?
Not yet. The police are powerless, but I will find a loophole and bring you back home no matter what.
Our biological parents called us quite often, but Lucy refused to talk to them. If you don't find a way to earn Lucy's trust, you'll soon find out what cinnamon buns are capable of when they're mad.
Thanks for the warning.
The next day, Mr. Mott's parents came over. Our grandparents were very sweet. Grandma quickly won Lucy over when she gave her a knitted sweater and asked if she wanted to make cookies together. Our grandparents also told us a lot about our real parents. Our son and his wife are geniuses in their field. They designed this smart home themselves. Lucy finally seemed happy. However, I was getting suspicious. One morning, Grandpa and I went fishing, and I realized that the ducks in the pond weren't real. The evergreen grass was made out of plastic. All the fish were too perfect, like they'd been bought at a fish beauty contest before ending up in the pond. Everything there was fake. It felt like I was in The Sims 4. I felt uneasy. How could I trade fresh grass for an artificial lawn? That evening, I got a text from my mother. She said that she'd discovered something strange that could change everything. However, she stopped answering after that. I told my grandparents that I was worried about her.
We know how much you love your mother. Let's visit her.
When we arrived at our old house, we saw that neither Mom nor our belongings were there anymore. Girls, your real parents gave her a lot of money as compensation. She's probably left in search of a better life. Mom betrayed us. If she's forgotten us, then I'll forget her too. Mom kept Dad's picture even years after his death. No, she wasn't someone who'd forget people easily. Something wasn't adding up. I decided to get to the bottom of it and found a way to sneak out of the mansion. I climbed up a tree and over that tall fence, walked through the wild forest toward the city, and found a police station. Unfortunately, the cops were of no help. They didn't have a good enough reason to search for Mom.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Who are you?
Your guardian angel. I was the one who drove you to the hospital when you fell into the lake.
His name was Dan. I thanked him, and I told him that my sister and I turned out to be the heiresses of some rich geniuses, and our mother had disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
Send me her photo and your new address. I'll ask around town and let you know if I find out anything.
Dan looked scary, but he turned out to be very helpful. I went back into the woods and tried to climb over the fence again.
Stop! Forest police.
What police?
Well, okay. I'm just the gamekeeper's son. Name's Patrick.
I'm Jade.
Are you robbing the Motts, Jade?
No, I'm their daughter. What? They can confirm it as soon as they return from Japan.
Don't joke like that. 10 years ago, Mr. and Mrs. Motts. Patrick, be quiet. It's not our secret to tell. Sorry, Dad.
Patrick was interrupted before he could tell me anything useful, but I resolved to find out the truth anyway. Back at the mansion, I Googled Mr. and Mrs. Mott, but the smart house hid all the articles about them. I tried using my my phone, but nothing changed. I disconnected my phone from the Wi-Fi, but I couldn't use mobile data. So I climbed over the fence again and wandered through the woods until I got signal again. There it is! I Googled my so-called parents again, and what I found sent a shiver down my spine. Are you ready? Mr. and Mrs. Mott died 10 years ago when their private jet crashed. Who have we been talking to this whole time? Suddenly, I heard a branch crunch behind me.
That's what I tried to tell you.
If they died, who owns their technology company? Who lived in this mansion?
I don't know about the company, but the people living in the mansion were old. I think they were Mr. Mott's parents.
The anger and horror I was feeling made for one crazy cocktail. Was it all set up by our grandparents? They were insane. I went back to the mansion to put an end to their lies. I know that Mr. and Mrs. Mott passed away a long time ago. Who are you, and why did you lie to Lucy and me? What? Girls, we didn't lie to you. We just didn't tell you the whole truth. They started to make excuses and said that there really had been a mix-up over frozen cells at the clinic, and Mr. and Mrs. Mott really were our parents.
Our son and his wife were geniuses. They founded a successful company, built this house, and even created virtual copies of themselves. That's who you talked to over the video calls.
Now it's clear why Mr. and Mrs. Mott look like NPCs from a video game. We were devastated after our son died, but then we were informed of the clinic's mistake. Can you imagine how happy we were after we found out we had granddaughters?
We didn't tell you that your biological parents died because we wanted to get to know you and give you a home first.
We had a home until you showed up. Wait a minute. Mom found out the truth, and you did something to her so she wouldn't take us back. What? We would never. Why would we believe you? Lucy, we're leaving. Hector!
House, lock all doors and windows.
Yes, sir. Before we could blink, we were stuck in a digital trap. Don't worry, Lucy. I'll get us out of here. We ran around the house like it was a maze until we realized we had to turn off the main computer to disable the system. What have you done? True insanity began after that. When the computer was shut down, the smart home thought it was getting hacked and lost it.
Burglars in the house, activating the alarm.
The lights flickered, and all the appliances went berserk. It was like the toaster got possessed by a demon. Water gushed out of all the taps. The house is jamming all signals. We can't call for help. Fix this.
Your parents developed the system. We don't know how any of it works.
The dream house turned into a trap out of hell. But then we heard a strange noise outside the door.
Need some help?
Dan! Mommy! We thought you abandoned us. I would never do that. You're my life. It turned out that when Mom had found out about the Mott's death, she sold the house and even her phone to hire a good lawyer to get Lucy and I back. Dan kept his word and found our mom. They arrived at the mansion together and realized that something bad was going on inside.
Luckily, I always have tools in the trunk.
Mom, I'm sorry I didn't appreciate you before. I don't care about the clinic's mistake. You're our only mom. You're going to rot behind bars. However, as soon as I saw their tears, I felt myself soften. Grandma and Grandpa hadn't wanted to hurt anyone. They just missed their son so much that grief made them do crazy things. Love sometimes makes people desperate. Lucy and I forgave them and even promised to stay in touch. We are going to live with Mom, though. Of course. I'm sorry that we tried to separate you. Soon, life went back to normal. Mom and Dan realized they liked each other, and the three of us moved in with him. Dan already had 4 children from his first marriage. Now, our house looks like a crazy but cozy jungle. Grandma and Grandpa are happy to look after all of their grandchildren. My first love will always stay in my heart. He would want you to be happy with Dan.
I know. Thanks, sweetie. Hi, Jade. I heard everything worked out for you.
Sure did. Everyone got what they were missing.
And who's this? I'm her dad.
Right, he's my dad. Family relationships are often complicated. We get mad, argue, and hurt each other. But family also holds you up when you fall. Would you give up luxury for people who truly love you? I would, without hesitation.